Okay guys, so this is going to be one of my most challenging ones yet. This is a 2016 Subaru or Hyundai Sonata SE. I don't even know what to say.
Hey everybody, I don't know what to say about this build. It is a lot crazy. Hang on one second. Um, so this car I was actually bidding on, and I saw that it was a bill of sale, and I also saw that it was wrecked in the front and on the side. Get that. Not a problem. Usually from the front, I just repaired a Hyundai Sonata 2011, and I don't know if you guys watched my previous videos, but anyway, it was pretty easy, and so I'm just like, okay, well, we can see what's going on with this one. When I got the car, didn't realize it at the time, but the ignition was laying on the ground. It had a rebuild sticker on it, which is horrible. I mean, so it's rebuilt. And then there's paperwork in the car that actually said theft on it. So I contact Copart, and they said, no, you bought it. It said bill of sale. And so I wrote them back, and I said, yes, it said bill of sale, and I accept all responsibility for running the risk in purchasing the vehicle. But by Washington state law, WAC, and this was purchased from the Pasco Copart, which means it's in the state, and so they're subject to Washington state law. And on top of a few other agencies that they violated the rules, they must disclose a theft vehicle and or rebuilt titles. In this case, it was both. It was a rebuilt title, then it was a theft recovery on top of it. And they said, well, they may not have known, but the paperwork that I have shows theft literally right on it. So this is something I'm going to fight them with. My question to you guys is, should I rebuild this vehicle? Should I just keep it, rebuild it? Should I keep it and just sell the parts, which I could probably make money off of, but it's going to take me a while, and I don't have the space to do it in. I've got that truck that I might actually just part out. So I don't really have the space for that. And then third, should I just get my money back off of it? You guys let me know, make the comments, like and subscribe and all that stuff, and then we'll get back to the video.
Hey everyone, it's Jesse Does Cars. I filmed this thing so many times, and I guess just didn't have any voice or anything like that. Anyway, this is my newest car. I bought it for $500. Didn't mean to actually buy it. I thought that they were going to turn it down. It was on approval. And it's a 2016 Hyundai Sonata SE. I wound up winning an auction, Copart, and the person bidding for it just dropped it on me. The car is actually pretty good from the fenders back, which is pretty cool. In fact, both sides of the fenders. This one I did pull out a little bit so that the door would open. Sorry, it's up against another vehicle. I already have a hood for it, so not a big deal. Now, what you're looking at here, kind of, the good, the bad, look at that label real quick there. Go all the way to the back here. It does have this one dent right here. So you got that right there. And for the most part, everything else is pretty good. One of the headlights is still good. Good tires, all except for that one, the front one, or front right there. It definitely got damaged on the interior. I mean, this thing is so screwed up from the floor up, First of all, I'll open this up here real quick. It smells like one of those really bad ones. It's a theft recovery. Wasn't disclosed as a theft recovery. Got two keys. That one's jacked. I don't know if this one will lock this door or not. It might. Hey, it works. Locks that door. So we'll go into the back here. And here's all the parts that I was pulling out of the trunk. I don't know if it really matters or not. Got parts. I'm starting to recover what I can use. This one right here was put on with wood, so I'm just going to recover the clip and throw this one away. I was going to pull the numbers off, but even the numbers are gone from it. But I do have the other one, and I'm going to get the numbers off of that. So that's the only reason why I'm keeping that one. Getting the clips, recovering these so that they're useful. This car is going to be fun. Let's see. Yeah, so that would just fell apart. So there's the clip on that, and this gets thrown away. Okay. Headlight was completely ripped off. I threw that back part away. I'm just disconnecting everything. I'm keeping the wiring harnesses so I can actually reorder wiring harnesses. They had this thing inspected by Washington State Patrol. So my assumption is either after it was theft recovery, they had it re-inspected and ready, or they kind of rebuilt it with wood and fiberglass and some baling twine and got it re-inspected. Look low. It's a pretty base model for an SE. I'm actually kind of shocked. My last SE was pretty high end. This is just, there's no paddles, no nothing. So everything's going to be pulled apart. I'm going to have to pull that steering wheel off anyway, put a new, clock spring in there, so I'm going to have to get a new airbag on the passenger side around the curtain, the seat, have that seat repaired. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to also do the knee down there. Amazingly enough, this one did not go off. My assumption is this seat wasn't plugged in. This seat's actually probably going to have to get replaced anyway. And on top of it, it's not electric, which I don't understand. It's not an SE trim level. Nothing about this car says sport. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just really confused about this car in general. I'm going to actually go in and check the VIN, because I don't think it correlates with the VIN I bought. So I'm trying to take off as many trim pieces and things as possible to save, so I can use those later. This is all going to come apart. Anyway, stick with me as I go through this, because this is going to be one hell of a ride. I've already mocked up most of the parts on this, so I kind of know where I'm sitting. Like this one, it's more trash.
Okay, so at this point, I actually thought I knew what was going on with this car. And to be honest, I had gone over it quite a bit, but I hadn't gone quite under the engine. So just to list out a couple of things that I noticed. One was the subframe that meets the frame, timing cover, uh, transmission mount, the engine mount, um, the suspension pushed all the way back. There's a lot of crazy going on. So take a look at this and just keep this in mind when I'm asking for comments and what I should do with this car. You let me know, because yes, the mounts can be fixed. Could be a frame rail, or you could actually do metal repair on the frame itself. It's risky. Anyway, you could definitely build it bigger, better, and badder than it was before. But at the same time, what's it worth? Uh, Comments below. Be as honest and as brutal as you can.
So there's the subframe and the mount for the frame. So the subframe has been ripped pretty much from the frame. That's got massive problems. Whether you replace this or re-weld it, or put something new in, whatever, that is a problem. And I think that's pretty much it for right now. This wheel is definitely pushed all the way back. Can all this be fixed? Sure. Pull the engine out, get a new engine, adjust that subframe to frame issue. You know, these are bent right here, but they can be straightened out. The frame rails, surprisingly enough, are not bent. That's bent all the way underneath. I mean, there's just problems. And then you're gonna have to find a wiring harness with all of the freaking wires on it, because there's all kinds of stuff like this that's ripped out. You know, I mean, you gotta know where every one of these pieces go, and because of the way that they're ripped out, not a clue. And there's no telling. Yeah, I mean, it's just, if you get a new engine, but see, like one right there, that's not supposed to look like that. Or this right here, it's just garbled, just ripped and garbled, and just. I took the battery in the battery box out to get a little bit better access over here. Battery box is even broken. I actually repaired that. I plastic welded it back together, and you know, I was getting ready to bolt it back in. I'm like, why am I bolting this back in? It doesn't make any sense. This one right here, ripped out, pulled out. This one, the piece that was attached to this one was ripped out. I did find the crash impact sensors on the front, so I pulled those off. They're in a box of parts. Got this one right here. This one's awesome. Completely ripped out of its sockets. Plus this lead right here was ripped out. Yeah, all kinds of fresh, God knows what happened to it. Anyway, I'm gonna put it all together and let you guys have a verdict on this. Yeah. Saving grace. I already have a hood. They sent me the wrong hood on the last SE I had, which is for this model, which is a plus. That fender, this fender is good. Good tires and wheels. That one wheel is going to have to be replaced right here. It's in the back, but the thing's completely shot. It looks like this fender I can reuse. It's got to be repainted. Whoever did that paint was just, yeah, horrible. This trim along the bottom is going to have to be replaced. A lot of stuff's broken off unless I can actually plastic weld it, which, you know, I could try the plastic weld. We'll see. Roof looks good. Mirrors are in good shape. Looks like most of the trim work is in good shape. Yeah, I mean, backlights, they're good. For the most part, everything looks good. Even the lines look pretty good. This one's a little off. I mean, this one's out. I gotta fix that right there. That's crunched in. That should be a big deal. Yeah, and then the interior. I'm going to find out what the deal is on the seats, because I don't think these seats actually match this car, and it's got to be profusely cleaned up. That stereo's got to get replaced with actual more modern stereo. I don't know why they put these just cheap ass stereos in these things. So sorry guys, I got the sniffles. It's a little cold outside. So from there, we'll tackle one thing at a time. We'll get the front end straight. Back seats, this has to get cleaned up, but there's like dirt. This is crazy. Oh man, there's literally dirt right there. What the hell, you know? Part of the bumper, which is destroyed and has to be pushed out, but it tells me that I don't think there was any fog lights on it. We're definitely gonna put fog lights on it. Yeah, there's no fog lights on it. This does not scream SE to me. So I think there's something wrong with that. So anyway, stay tuned as I go through this mess and get it back into shape, because this is going to be a fun one here. A couple things I forgot to mention about this car. It did have a key made. That was in the report in the paperwork I found that actually said theft on the top of the car. So they had this key made, whatever reason, I have no idea. I mean, if it was a theft car, why would you go through the bother? There's a couple things in the trunk. I've already actually went through the issues of actually cleaning the car up, getting rid of all the garbage. Threw away a lot of it that just was irreparable. There's a gasket for a Honda. Why that would be in here, I have no idea. Let's see here. Yeah, so the spare tire is actually on it right now. I'm trying to remember, where's the... Okay, so there is that. That's for the cam sensor. It's made me believe that this actually had engine issues, and they tried to repair it that way. The ignition is somewhere in here. Just wanted to show you guys that. This is I only kept this for the purpose of there's a couple pieces left on it for the core support, and because this would have to be completely replaced also, but I kept it just in case. Sometimes it's better to have those things. I do have the ignition somewhere. Anyway, so that opens up. Keys work. Don't remember that ignition. Must be in the box. So I have a box of parts left over that are still good, or I can use the numbers on them to actually order new parts. So you guys let me know what I should do. Let me know if I should go ahead and rebuild this, take the engine and repair the engine. And that's the thing, there's no telling if the engine's even any good. And engines, I mean, for the bare minimum for a good working engine is $3,000. So, I mean, these do retail for anywhere from $7,000 to $9,000, but it is a salvage vehicle, you know. So, I've seen them up to $13,000. This one has 122,000 miles on the body, so it's not too bad. It's not great, but not too bad. Again, it's a theft and salvage, so it's going to take a lot. My workup on it so far is after buying it is $5,000. So a couple more $1,000, it would put me probably about $8,000. Actually, let's see here, probably about $7,000. So $7,000 to rebuild it. So I would probably be flush. But I hate to see this car get scrapped out, because I mean the body's in good condition, you know, which sucks in general. So you guys let me know what I should do. Remember to like, subscribe, and help me get to my first 50, I think it's 50 subscribers. Give me a hand up. Alright, thanks. Which leads to the problem that this car has. It was basically chopped in half, right in the center. When I went ahead and pulled everything apart,
the bumper reinforcement actually came apart in 2 pieces because it was literally like chopped in half. So we're gonna go up and take a look here. Let's see here. So all the wiring is really jacked. So it needs a whole new wiring harness. I mean, it's just ripped apart in so many different places. Right there, this is wires that are just everywhere and just destroyed. I mean, that one's right there. It's just, you know, so the whole wiring harness just needs to be replaced. Also, you've got the plenum here. So the intake plenum is just jacked. I was looking at some numbers here. I think that this is actually a newer engine though, now I'm looking at it. So it's got probably some good parts that can be salvaged off of it. Okay, so you're looking at the oil, remote oil filter and stuff like that. These hoses are chopped and jacked. It's just messed up. Also underneath the mount for the transmission, go ahead and put some light out here. Broke off the transmission. That's awesome. You got some more mangle down here. See anything underneath there? But yeah, it's broke off. So I don't know if that can be fixed or not. We'll see. Also, the mount for the AC compressor is broken. It looks like that can actually be unbolted and rebolted back in. So this being ruptured right there, destroyed right there, that mount can come off. That's cool. That gives me just a little bit of hope here. That's just hanging. You know, this is busted. This is broken. That's excuse me. That's busted off. So that's going to have to be repaired. There's a lot on this engine that's going to have to be repaired. That's going to be repaired. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to have to get down on my back to show you the rest here. Okay, the oil pan, it's damaged, jacked. Now underneath there, the subframe, that's ripped. I don't know if you can see it or not. It actually ripped through right there on the subframe. And then right here on the timing cover, that's been busted out also. So all of this has to come apart. I'm pretty sure that there's no oil in this car. And if there is, it's pretty amazing. So this is all going to have to be worked up. That maybe replacing the frame rail. It's possible that could be fixed with some metal work. Don't know for sure. I'd have to check in on that. So this is going to have to be bent back out. So another part of the frame rail, but the frame rails themselves are actually pretty straight. That's the saving grace about that. Someone had actually literally put that's the mount right there for the headlight. Someone had put it together with wood and wood screws. Yeah, the mount was being held together by wood and wood screws. Crazy. Battery box is right here. It was broken also, but I went and fixed that with plastic weld. Again, don't know if I'm going to be keeping this car or not. It looked like it really started getting it on the seam sealer right here. Started pulling it apart, but damage doesn't look too bad. So that could be that's repairable right there. So yeah, that's that. Then the other part, let's get to the other part of this car. When I purchased it, it said a bill of sale. Well, the documentation I got from, or that would happen to be still in the car, from Copart, actually said theft. They sold it as a bill of sale. They should have sold it as a bill or as a theft car, and they didn't. they knew about it and they acted like they didn't. You see how the ignition is missing. So there's that. I don't know what I swallowed. Anyway. So this is the inside of the car. The interior is not too bad except for the center console right here. Of course the seats are dirty. And the last SE I had had electric seats and everything in it. So like the 2013 to, I'm sorry, the 2011s to 2015s, not to 2015s, 2011s to 2014s actually had a lot of good styling cues. This one doesn't. Not to say that this one doesn't have good styling cues, but it's lacking a lot of features, especially like electric seats. It also doesn't, the SE also doesn't have the paddle shifters like it had in the earlier generation, and it also has a lower horsepower engine. So for 2 miles to the gallon better, I think. And the lower, you know, and the one that gets less gas mileage, because there is one that gets less gas mileage, still doesn't have the same horsepower. So you got a charger in the back, and that's it. You know, the other one had AC vents in the back, and also cup holders. These do have cup holders in the doors. Now, the other part of this story was that this car had been repaired already, and so the wood holding mount, see right there, that's a Washington State inspection tag. It's been repaired in the past, and they did not cite it as such. They knew that it had been repaired, they knew that it was a theft, and they did not report it as that. So I'm fighting with them right now to kind of get my money back, because this is a lot of car. A lot of damage. And honestly, I think the only way I'm going to get my money back is to actually sell this thing as parts. Could I rebuild it? Yes. But you know what? That's going to have to take a lot of subscriptions, a lot of people, messaging, subscribing, all, you know, the whole works right there. So that's this car for right now. I'm waiting to hear back from them. I've included the CEO of Copart and everything like that. They've already turned me down once. I went ahead and included the CEO on the second letter. So we'll see what they come up with. I have plans to actually report to 3 different agencies for failure to report correctly, and we'll see what happens. So there's that, and then we'll know if we go further at this point. Thanks, guys.